Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the Flo by Moen Smart Water Valve app. If you have recently had the Flo unit installed within your home and you're looking to understand the app better and learn all of the inner workings of it, this is the video for you. We are going to take a deep dive into the functionality of the app and see all the different features and what it has to offer. Let's take a look. Now I am using the Samsung version of the app, but the Apple version is very similar. So when you first open it up, you'll see a general overview of the different smart water products you have within your home. You'll see that I have the Flo unit installed as well as a few auxiliary leak detectors. We'll go over those auxiliary detectors in just a bit. If you take a look over at the top right hand corner, you'll see an interesting shape that kind of looks like a general outline of a house, and next to it is a drop down arrow. If you click this arrow, you'll see that you have a couple of different system modes. Now if you have just had the Flo installed, you would not have this option just yet. Your product is going to be in learning mode and you would not be able to cycle between them until learning mode has been completed. That will take roughly 2 weeks. Once learning mode is complete, you'll be able to take a look at these different options. When set to home, Flo is going to be monitoring your system for anything that it believes may be a leak. If it registers what it feels is an unusual amount of water flow, an unusual amount of time the water is flowing, or perhaps even an unusual time of day where it just sees you never use water, it will trigger the system that there may be a leak. In which case, if you are set to home mode, you will get a 5-minute heads up. Flo is going to reach out to you via a notification in the app, via an email, and via an automated phone call. It will let you know the details of the suspected leak, how long water has been running for, at how many gallons per minute, and it will give you the option to either go ahead and shut down water right away, or if this is a scenario that you know it's not a leak, maybe someone in your house is taking an abnormally long shower, you can ignore the alert and it will continue to leave water active to the house. Now, if you do not respond to either of these alerts within 5 minutes, Flo is going to shut water off to your home for safety, assuming that there may be a leak, that you were unable to be reached, and it's going to go ahead and shut it down to minimize damage. The second system mode that we see is the away mode. Away mode works similar to home, but with away, you are telling Flo, hey, no one is at the house, we are away from the home, so if water is used at all, go ahead and shut water off. Do not give me a 5-minute heads up. It should not be used. So if you start noticing water is used, shut it down. And lastly, we have sleep mode. Now, if you select sleep mode, you'll get a prompt that says Flo will not send you alerts or automatically shut off water while in sleep mode. Think of sleep mode as a do not disturb option. Enable sleep mode when you expect temporary, irregular water usage. If you hit confirm, you'll have the option to put Flo to sleep for 2 hours, 24 hours, or 72 hours. Now, it's important to note that you can manually take Flo out of sleep mode at any given time. So let's say I put Flo to sleep for 2 hours. Now I can then go back up to where we have the little Z's where that home was, and I can go right back to home mode. Now Flo is out of sleep mode. We didn't have to wait a full 2 hours. You may want to set Flo to sleep if you've had a long, hard day and you just want to have a nice, relaxing shower that you know is much longer than usual, or if you'll be having guests come over and you know there's going to be a lot more water usage, a lot more beverages being dispensed, water being run, or perhaps you're washing your vehicle and you're using a garden hose that's installed after Flo. All of these are scenarios that will likely otherwise trigger the app to let you know there is a leak and potentially shut water off if you are not reachable. And by putting Flo into sleep mode, you don't have to worry about this occurring during those times. Now, scrolling down just a little bit, you'll see that we have a water usage chart, and you can see spikes as to when that water was used. If you look closely, you'll see that some of our water was used at roughly 3 o'clock this morning. That is actually not a glitch within the app. My wife gets up very early for her job at Starbucks, and she was up and about at about 3 a.m. getting ready for work. Or rather, I should say she used to get up early, as today was her final day. She's getting ready to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm so excited for her. You'll see a list of how many gallons of water you've used in the month. And then if you go a little bit further down, you have usage by fixture. Now, I believe this is only available to those of you who are subscribed to the Flo Protect plan. Flo Protect is an optional service. It is $5 a month and it offers a number of benefits. You actually get a 5-year system warranty instead of the standard 1 year. And they will also cover up to $5,000 of your deductible should there be water damage in your home when Flo is on either home or away mode. So if it takes a moment to shut off and water damage still occurs and you need to get your insurance involved, they will cover up to $5,000 of your deductible, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, looking at the fixture count, we can view more details. Now, this is not necessarily an accurate depiction of fixture usage. This is just kind of a general guide For instance, the very first two on mine show water softener usage and irrigation. My home doesn't even have a water softener, and while I do have irrigation, it is not plumbed to the same system that Flo was on, nor has it even been turned on since I purchased and installed my Flo unit a number of years ago. What Flo is doing, it's basically getting an idea of you're using this many gallons per minute, so we assume it must be this kind of fixture based on the gallon per minute usage you're doing, as well as the duration. It's kind of interesting to look over. I wouldn't get Flo Protect just for this because it's not completely accurate, but it's still an interesting thing you can look through and kind of see what it supposes various usages were. So we will now go back to the home page and click the Flo item. And now here we're looking directly at the actual Flo device, the actual smart water valve. You'll see that we have three different circular graphs. We have pressure, flow rate, and area temperature. I love that Flo monitors your water pressure for you. You want no more than 80 psi of water pressure within your home. Anything above 80 can cause damage to toilets, faucets, appliances, and start creating more and more repairs that you have to have done. Now, it is possible to manually check your water pressure, and I have a video showing exactly how to do so. However, let's be real, most people aren't going to be taking the time to check their water pressure regularly. I recommend doing it monthly, but honestly, if you're doing it annually, I think you're doing it more than most people are doing it. In the case of many of my own customers, they usually don't even know that they have high water pressure, even when they're calling me out to make a repair on something. So I'll show up and find that there's a toilet running, and I know depending on what's causing this toilet to run, if it's the fill valve that's not shutting off, this could be just a defective fill valve, or it could be the result of high water pressure that's caused it to fail. So I'll do a water pressure test and determine, yeah, we have high water pressure, they had no idea, and sometimes by the time they initially call me, they already have 2 or 3 different things that have failed. The root problem is the water pressure, and had it been caught sooner, we would have still needed to address the water pressure, but we wouldn't have had to make these other repairs. Well, Flo is actually going to monitor your water pressure for you, and if it spikes above a safe zone for your house, it's going to let you know. So you don't have to worry about doing regular manual testing. You'll just get a notification from Flo, you'll check it out, see that your pressure's high, contact your plumber, or if that's something you feel up to tackling yourself, go ahead and address the pressure problems at that time. The second graph you'll see is flow rate, and right now you'll see that mine says 0.0. That's because I don't have any water running in my home at the moment. If I were to open up a faucet, open up a shower, flush a toilet, you'll notice that there might be a slight delay, but within a few seconds typically, it'll go ahead and start moving. That flow rate's going to change. You'll see how much water is being used in your home at the moment. It's a pretty cool way to measure what kind of water usage and flow rate you have in each fixture in your house. Different fixtures will have various flow rates, and it's just good information overall to be able to have access to. And then finally, we have area temperature. Depending on where your Flo unit is installed, this may not be a big deal. Essentially, this is just monitoring the general location to see whether or not there is a temperature concern. Typically speaking, a temperature concern is going to be more on the cold side than the hot side. So if it starts dipping down to getting towards freezing temperatures, that's when you can start having pipes crack, flooding occur, and of course you don't want that. Now, most Flo units in my location are installed more in climate controlled areas, so it's typically not going to be a big deal where I am, but if yours happens to be in a location where it is prone to freezing, this is going to be a really good number to keep up with, and it'll notify you if it gets too cold there as well. Moving down, we have sensor trends. It's going to show you graphs with your typical flow rates over the course of the last 7 days, last 24 hours, real time. We have water pressure. You can see the same thing. Water pressure will fluctuate a little bit. As you can see, according to this graph, it really shouldn't fluctuate too much. This graph currently shows the past week, and we have little minor dips here or there, but it's still going to stay within the general consistent area. If you start seeing that you're having spiking occur when you look at this graph, that's something you may want to check into. And then we have our area temperature. Again, just a general graph showing the last 7 days or the last 24 hours if you set it as such, where you can see what kind of temperature you've had. Mine is installed in my basement. It's an unfinished basement, so temperature does fluctuate a little bit, but not to any extreme degree. Now at the bottom here, you have an option to check your plumbing for leaks. You can run a micro leak test. Flo is going to do this routinely anyway, so this isn't something I really would recommend you worry about unless you have a reason that you feel you may have a leak in your system and you want to check. Basically, all this does is when you perform this micro leak test, Flo is really fine-tuning, looking for the smallest amount of water flow movement through the system, and will let you know if it discovers something. Now, all the way at the very bottom, you can see we have a little device that says on, and this is actually kind of a general aerial view of what the Flo unit itself looks like. you can actually toggle this valve. So say you've gone away from the home, you're gonna be on vacation for a few days, you've already set Flo to away mode, but you decide, hey, I would just be more comfortable if I had water off to my house. Or maybe you're performing your own plumbing repair and you wanna shut water off to the house, but don't really wanna have to go down and manually toggle the valve. You pull open the app, go to this feature right here, we're gonna click on, and we get a prompt, turn off water. Please confirm that you want your smart water shut off to turn off your water. We're going to go ahead and turn off water. And now water is completely shut off to my house right now. So if we want to turn that back on, we simply tap where it says off. And now we get another prompt. Please confirm that you want your smart water shut off to turn on your water. We'll go ahead and hit turn on. And we'll give it a moment to turn on, pressurize. We will see in a moment this bar will highlight again. And there we go, water is back onto the home. Now, if we scroll back up to the top, up on the top right, you'll see device settings. Over here, device settings, we have a few different things we can do. You can click Flo and go ahead and rename it if you would like to do so. We have network settings, so it shows which Wi-Fi network Flo is currently on. You have alert setting, so you can go to notifications. And first, we can determine the sensitivity of the micro leak test. So you got biggest drips, bigger, small, and any drips. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine on any drip. We'll just leave it at that, the most sensitive. And then we have different alerts. So we have different critical alerts that can get sent out. You can select them and decide how you want to be notified. You've got email, text message, push notification, and phone call. Actually, I didn't even know that it offers text message. That must be newer since I initially signed on. I'm gonna leave mine how it is because I like the phone calls anyway, but you can select that. And you can also be selected if Flo automatically shuts your water off. So if you're on home mode, you probably already got the notification, but if you didn't, it'll go ahead and notify you as well that, hey, water's now been shut off. If you're on away mode, it's still gonna notify you regardless, so it didn't reach out to check to see, hey, is this normal, since you've already told the unit you're away, but it will notify you that water has been turned off to the house. That might be a little bit of a scary notification to get if you're not home, that Flo noticed something and shut water down, but don't panic. It may be something as simple as a running toilet. There may be absolutely no damage in the house, and Flo turned off water. It did its job and protected you. We'll also go down to warning alerts. So things like device memory error, same thing. You can get notifications by email, text message, push notification, and information alerts or informative alerts. So auto-resolved, such as if you have spotty Wi-Fi and Flo doesn't get Wi-Fi, you might get notification that has been disconnected from Wi-Fi. Once it gets resolved, it'll notify you and let you know you're in good shape. Now, if you do have spotty Wi-Fi and Flo gets disconnected, that's nothing to be concerned about. This does happen from time to time. That happens at my own home. You are still protected during this instance. What's going to happen if Flo does not have a Wi-Fi connection and you're on away mode? It's still going to shut down water right away as soon as it notices leaks. If you are on home mode, it's going to attempt to reach out to you as you have it set to let you know, hey, this is going on. Do you want to turn off water or leave it running? It's not going to be able to reach you, but that 5-minute countdown is still going to begin. And after 5 minutes, when it hasn't heard back from you because it doesn't have a signal to be able to reach out to you to begin with, it's going to go ahead and shut water off then. So you're still protected, you're still safe, you might not get the notifications right away, but your protection is still there. Now, if we go back to the home screen and you take a look at the upper left-hand corner, you'll see 3 horizontal lines. If we click those lines, in my case, it lets me know that I do have the Flo Protect plan active, and you can select that and kind of see more details on there. So we've got the $5,000 deductible guarantee, 5-year extended warranty. You can go in and manage Flo Protect. This is also where you could sign on. Again, I'm not affiliated by them. I don't get any kind of kickback for you doing so, but I do recommend it. I think that $5 a month is definitely worth the added protection you get, really mainly because of that deductible, but just something to consider. And you can also go to shop down towards the bottom if you wanted to purchase more auxiliary leak devices, leak monitors. So I've got a few of them in here. I'll give you kind of a quick rundown. Basically, these are standalone devices that can connect to Flo via the app, and you place these throughout areas of your home. So I have one by my water heater, for instance. And if this device ever gets wet, if it physically comes in contact with water, it's going to alert me that there is a leak, and it's also via the Flo app going to communicate with the main Flo product, and it's going to shut water off to the house then and there. Even if it's on home mode, even if it's on sleep mode, because it has gotten wet in a location that I have a monitor that knows it should not be getting wet, it's going to presume we have a leak and we're going to shut down water. Now, you do have the option to toggle that feature off if that's something you want to toggle off, and I go more detail into that in this video right here that's up on the screen, so I will go ahead and check that out now if you'd like to learn more about it.